There's a storm across the valley, clouds are rolling in. The afternoon is heavy on his shoulders. There's a truck out on the 4-lane, a mile or more away, and the whining of its wheels just makes it colder. He's an hour away from writing on your prayers up in the sky. 10 days on the road have barely gone. There's a fire softly burning, supper's on the stove. It's the light in your eyes that makes him warm. Hey, it's good to be back home again. Sometimes this old farm feels like a long-lost friend. Yes, and hey, it's good to be back home again. There's all the news to tell him how you spent your time. What's the latest thing the neighbors say? And your mother called last Friday, sunshine made her cry, and you felt the baby move just yesterday. Hey, it's good to be back home again. Sometimes this old farm feels like a long-lost friend. Yes, and hey, it's good to be back home again. All the times that I could lay this tired old body down, feel your fingers feather soft upon me, the kisses that I live for, the love that lights my way, the happiness that living with you brings me. It's the sweetest thing I know of, just spending time with you. It's the little things that make a house a home. Like a fire softly burning, supper on the stove, and the light in your eyes that keeps me warm. Hey, it's good to be back home again. Sometimes this old farm feels like a long-lost friend. Yes, and hey, it's good to be back home again. Hey, it's good to be back home again. Sometimes this old farm feels like a long-lost friend. Yes, and hey, it's good to be back home again. I said, hey, it's good to be back home again. The kind of September when life was slow and oh so mellow. Try to remember the kind of September when grass was green and grain was yellow. Try to remember the kind of September when you were a tender and happy fellow. Try to remember, and if you remember, then follow. Try to remember when life was so tender that no one wept except the willow. Try to remember when life was so tender that dreams were kept beside your pillow. Deep in December, it's nice to remember the fire of September that made us mellow. Try to remember, and if you remember, then follow. It's just a mother's way to worry through the day about every little thing, like falling off a swing when you are out at play. The years slide quickly by, the summers seem to fly, and then you're moving on. You break out on your own, but you don't see her cry. For a while she hides behind a smile, but then her eyes reveal she worries still today. Take her hand, show her you understand. A little tenderness will go a long, long way. And now the years have flown, she's sitting all alone with all her photographs and memories of the past. She's glad when you come home. For a while she hides behind a smile, but then her eyes reveal she worries still today. Take her hand, show her you understand. A little tenderness will go a long, long way. For a while she hides behind a smile, but then her eyes reveal she worries still today. is all that's left now. The old thatched cottage has fallen down. I dry my eyes as I fondly remember the days of long ago when I was young. In my father's house we were poor but rich in love. No TV, but music there was plenty of. My mama hummed old melodies and we all sang along. In my father's house when I was young. Come the time when I am older and my own children are reared and gone, I wonder then, will they fondly remember the days of long ago when they were young? In my father's house a smile would greet you at the door, a friendly word, even travelers there was welcome for. And at night time neighbors rambled in and might stay till 12 or 1. In my father's house when I was young. Years have passed and times are changing. The rambling house has almost gone, but still I hear the laughter of children, just like long ago when I was young. In my father's house we were poor but rich in love. No TV, but good times there were plenty of. We made the best of what we had and we sang a happy song. In my father's house when I was young. In my father's house when I was young. Bless this house, O Lord, we pray. Keep it safe by night and day. Bless these walls so firm and stout, keeping want and trouble out. Bless the roof and chimney tall, let thy peace lie over all. Bless the door that it may prove ever open to joy and love. Bless these windows shining bright, letting in God's heavenly light. Bless the heart a-blazing there, with smoke ascending like a prayer. Bless the people that live within, keep them pure and free from sin. Bless us all that we might be safe, O Lord, to dwell with Thee. Bless us all that we one day may dwell, O Lord, with Thee. Bless the people that live within, keep them pure and free from sin. Bless us all that we might be safe, O Lord, to dwell with Thee. Bless us all that we one day may dwell, O Lord, with Thee.
My grandfather's clock was too large for the shelf, so it stood 90 years on the floor. It was taller by half than the old man himself, though it weighed not a pennyweight more. It was bought on the morn of the day that he was born, and was always his treasure and pride. But it stopped short, never to go again, when the old man died. 90 years without slumbering, tick tock, tick tock, his life seconds numbering. Tick tock, tick tock, it stopped short, never to go again, when the old man died. It stopped short, never to go again, when the old man died. 90 years without slumbering, tick tock, tick tock, his life seconds numbering. Tick tock, tick tock, it stopped short, never to go again, when the old man died. And it stopped short, never to go again, when the old man died.
There's an old cottage waiting in the country, waiting for someone to call. There's an old kettle boiling by the fire. There's an old welcome mat in the hall. There's an old mum and dad there waiting for a son that's been gone for so long. There's an old cottage waiting in the country, waiting for that boy to come home. Many years ago he had to leave them and travel far across the stormy sea, to fight for the things that he believed in, with a song and a guitar on his knee. But they hoped and they prayed he'd return to them, though the weeks slowly turned into had been many tears. There's an old cottage waiting in the country, waiting for someone to call. There's an old kettle boiling by the fire. There's an old welcome mat in the hall. There's an old mom and dad there waiting for a son that's been gone for so long. There's an old cottage waiting in the country, waiting for that boy to come home. The old man is tired and weary, his back bent over with age. The old woman, she sits by the fire and just gazes into the flames. On a table that's standing beside her are the pictures of a son she misses so. The son she held and kissed so dearly when he left her so many years ago. There's an old cottage waiting in the country, waiting for someone to call. There's an old kettle boiling by the fire. There's an old welcome mat in the hall. There's an old mom and dad there waiting for a son that's been gone for so long. There's an old cottage waiting in the country, waiting for that boy to come home. There's an old cottage waiting in the country, waiting for that boy to come home. Darling, I am growing old. Silver threads among the gold shine upon my brow today. Life is fading fast away, but my darling, you will be always young and fair to me. Yes, my darling, you will be young and fair to me. When your hair is silver white and your cheeks no longer bright with the roses of the May, your lips and say, oh, my darling, mine alone, alone. You have never older grown. Yes, my darling, mine alone. You in an old rocking chair. I saw an old mother with silvery hair. She seemed so neglected by those who should care, rocking alone in an old rocking chair. Her hands were all calloused and wrinkled and old. A life of hard work was the story they told, and I thought of angels as I saw her there, rocking alone in an old rocking chair. Bless her old heart, do you think she'd complain? Though life had been bitter, she'd live it again, and carry that cross that was more than her share, rocking alone in an old rocking chair. It wouldn't take much just to gladden her heart, just some small remembrance on somebody's part. A letter would brighten her empty life there, rocking alone in an old rocking chair. I know some youngsters in an orphan's home who'd think they owned heaven if she was their own. They'd never be willing to let her sit there, rocking alone in an old rocking chair. I look at her and I think, what a shame, the ones who forgot her she loves just the same. And I think of angels as I see her there, rocking alone in an old rocking chair. Married back in 42. They were young and love was new, and every day the feeling grew between the two of them. Work was scarce and times got bad. The hope would chase away the sad. Hope was sometimes all they had between the two of them. The 50s came and the 60s went. The mortgage now replaced the rent. They made the most of each day spent between the two of them. The children all turned out just fine. Then he retired in '89, left with oh so little time between the two of them. Today I braved the graveyard rain and placed a rose between their names, for that's the most that ever came between the two them both so much. His crooked smile, her gentle touch, and the pleasures of just growing up between the two of them. Though I miss them both so much, his crooked smile, her gentle touch, and the pleasures of just growing up between the two of them.
Leaving his own native home, crossing the broad Atlantic, once more he wished to roam. And as he was leaving his mother, while standing on the quay, she threw her arms around his neck, and these were the words she said: "A mother's love's a blessing, no matter where you roam. Keep her while she's living, you'll miss her when she's gone. Love her as in childhood, though feeble, old and grey, for you'll never miss your mother's love till she's buried beneath the clay." And as the years go onward, I'll settle down in life. I'll find a nice young Irish girl and make her my sweet wife. And as the kids grow older and climb around my knee, I'll teach them the very same lesson that my mother once taught to me. A mother's love's a blessing, no matter where you roam. Keep her while she's living, you'll miss her when she's gone. Love her as in childhood, though feeble, old and grey, for you'll never miss your mother's love till she's buried beneath the clay. For you'll never miss your mother's love till she's buried beneath the clay.
Almost heaven, West Virginia, Blue Ridge Mountains, Shenandoah River. Life is older, older than the trees, younger than the mountain, growing like a breeze. Country roads, take me home to the place I belong. West Virginia, mountain mama, take me home. Country roads, all my memories gather round her. Miner's lady, stranger to blue water. Dark and dusty, painted on the skies, misty tasting moonshine, teardrops in my eyes. Country roads, take me home to the place I belong. West Virginia, mountain mama, take me home. Country roads. I hear her voice in the morning hour. She calls me. The radio reminds me of my home far away. Driving down the road, I get a feeling that I should have been home yesterday. Yesterday. Country roads, take me home to the place I belong. West Virginia, mountain mama, take me home. Country roads, country roads, take me home to the place I belong. West Virginia, mountain mama, take me home. Country roads, take me home. Country roads, take me home. Country roads. His daughter farewell, his roof she was leaving that day. You're going to be married, he said with a sigh. From the old home you're going away. I can't give you riches, it's true, but here is a gift I have treasured for you. It's the ring your mother wore on the day she took my name. Just a plain gold band I placed on her hand when my partner in life she became. It's a simple gift, I know, but my fondest wish would be, may it bring the joy to you and your boy that it brought to your mother and me. He said you must both pull together through life and treat all your cares with a smile. Be loving and willing and be a good wife. She was loving and true all the time. And darling, wherever you go, this keepsake will bring you good fortune, I know. It's the ring your mother wore on the day she took my name. Just a plain gold band I placed on her hand when my partner in life she became. It's a simple gift, I know, but my fondest wish would be, may it bring the joy to you and your boy that it brought to your mother and me. May it bring the joy to you and your boy that it brought to your mother and me.
Beds and Bings were the mountains of home when the dark 1920s brought cares of their own. The sons of the miners knew when they were grown they'd follow the path to the mines. But one lad just listened as his father would play on an old button box at the close of the day. And the sound of the pit wheel would fade far away as the music took over his mind. So dance with me, darling, to the old button box. With you in my arms, I can turn back the clock. And well, if you're listening, the Jacqueline Waltz is playing in our dreams tonight. The tunes from his fingers would fly like a bird. His name on everyone's lips could be heard. Of the gift he was born with, he spoke not a word, but the music said more than the man. So dance with me, darling, to the old button box. With you in my arms, I can turn back the clock. And well, if you're listening, the Jacqueline Waltz is playing in our dreams tonight. But for all of the pleasure and joy that he gave, his fame brought no fortune from cradle to grave. He battled through dark days, determined and brave, till at last he was freed from the pain. And now when I'm lonely, I know I can hear a gentle accordion tune in my ear. And I feel all the cares of the day disappear. Just listen, he's playing again. So dance with me, darling, to the old button box. With you in my arms, I can turn back the clock. And well, if you're listening, the Jacqueline Waltz is playing in our dreams tonight. You're playing in our dreams tonight.
Far away, a light is burning in a window clear and bright. Far away, you're not forgotten. Someone thinks of you tonight. Far away, a spray of ivy clings around your cabin door. Far away, a robin redbreast singing out in days of yore. Write a letter home to mother, send your love to dear old Dad. Tell them that you're feeling happy, though at times you may feel sad. Never tell the ones your troubles. Smiles are better far than tears. Tell them that you will be home soon, though you may stay away for years. Far away a light is burning in a window clear and bright. Far away you're not forgotten. Someone thinks of you tonight. Far away, you're not forgotten. Someone thinks of you tonight. Peeped in to say good night, and then I heard my child in prayer, and for me some scarlet ribbons, scarlet ribbons for my hair. All the stores were closed and shuttered. All the streets were dark and bare. In our town, no scarlet ribbon, not one ribbon for her hair. Through the night my heart was aching. Just before the dawn was breaking, I peeped in, and on her bed in gay profusion lying there, lovely ribbons, scarlet ribbons, scarlet ribbons for her hair. If I live to be 100, I will never know from when came those lovely scarlet ribbons, scarlet ribbons for
When I was young, I spent some time across with my Uncle Mike, and I must have travelled 100 miles on the crossbar of his bike. And as we'd rattle along the lane, Mikey'd start to sing a song without a single word. As the cycle bell would ring, he'd go skiddery-diddle-doodle-diddle-diddle-ya, diddle-ya, diddle-diddle-diddle-diddle-dum, skiddery-diddle-doodle-diddle-ya, diddle-ya, diddle-diddle-diddle-dum. Sometimes when he'd be lonely, then he'd often say to me, turn down the wireless and I'll tell you how things used to be. We had no television then, CD or stereo, and if you required some music, well, you had to make your own, like this. Skiddery-diddle-doodle-diddle-diddle-dum, diddle-ya, diddle-diddle-diddle-dum, skiddery-diddle-doodle-diddle-ya, diddle-ya, diddle-diddle-dum. Well, after church on Sundays, then across the road he'd stand, along with all the other lads in their Sunday suits so grand. The girls would go parading by, such a pretty sight, and one would ask him, Mikey, who are you taking to the dance tonight? He'd say, you'll do the diddly-diddle-diddle-ya, skiddery-ya, diddly-doodle-diddle-diddle-dum, you'll do the diddly-diddle-diddle-ya, diddly-ya, diddly-diddle-diddle-dum. When all the hay was gathered in and safe from winter's harm, to be a celebration in the kitchen at the farm. He'd not get home till daybreak, sometimes in quite a state. His ma would ask him where he'd been, or Mikey'd tell her straight. He'd say, down by the diddly-diddle-doodle-diddle-ya, skiddery-ya, diddly-doodle-diddle-diddle-dum, down by the diddly-diddle-doodle-diddle-ya, diddly-ya, diddly-diddle-diddle-dum. When Uncle Mikey passed away, well, I was a man myself, and he left me his cottage and acre, that's the sum of his worldly wealth. But he was loved by everyone in the country and the town, and I never saw as big a crowd when we laid old Mikey down. We all sang, bye bye the diddly-diddle-doodle-diddly-yum, skiddery-ya, diddly-doodle-diddly-doodle-diddly-dum, bye bye the diddly-diddle-doodle-diddly-ya, skiddery-ya, diddly-doodle-diddly-day, skiddery-diddle-doodle-diddly-diddly-ya, diddly-ya, diddly-diddle-diddly-doodle-diddly-dum, skiddery-diddle-doodle-diddly-ya, diddly-ya, diddly-diddle-diddly-dum, skiddery-diddle-doodle-diddly-ya, diddly-ya, diddly-diddle-diddly-dum, skiddery-diddle-doodle-diddly-ya, diddly-ya, diddly-diddle-diddly-dum, skiddery-diddle-doodle-diddly-ya, diddly-ya, diddly-diddle-diddly-dum, skiddery-diddle-doodle-diddly-ya, diddly-ya, diddly-diddle-diddly-dum.
The old hometown looks the same as I step down from the train, and there to meet me is my mama and papa. Down the road I look, and there runs Mary, hair of gold and lips like cherries. It's good to touch the green, green grass of home. Yes, they'll all come to meet me, arms reaching, smiling sweetly. It's good to touch the green, green grass of home. The old house is still standing, though the paint is cracked and dry. And there's that old oak tree that I used to play on. Down the lane I'd walk with my sweet Mary, hair of gold and lips good to touch the green, green grass of home. Yes, they'll all come to meet me, arms reaching, smiling sweetly. It's good to touch the green, green grass of home. Then I awake and look around me at four grey walls that surround me, and I realize I was only dreaming. For there's a guard and there's a sad old padre, arm in arm we'll walk at daybreak. Again I'll touch the green, green grass of home. Yes, they'll all come to see me in the shade of an old oak tree, as they lay me 'neath the green, green grass of home. Through scenes of my childhood, they bring back to memory the happy days of yore. Gone are the old folk, the house stands deserted, no light in the window, no welcome at the door. Here's where the children played games on the heather. Here's where they sailed their wee boats on the burn. Where are they now? Some are dead, some have wandered. No more to their homes will the children return. The house now, and lonely the moorland. The children have scattered, the old folk are gone. Why stand I here like a ghost or a shadow? It's time I was moving, it's time I passed on. I see trees of green, red roses too. I see them bloom for me and you. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. I see skies of blue, clouds of white, the bright blessed day, the dark sacred night, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. The colors of the rainbow, so pretty in the sky, are also on the faces of people going by. I see friends shaking hands, saying, how do you do? They're really saying, I love you. I hear babies crying, I watch them grow. They'll learn much more than I'll ever know. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. The colors of the rainbow, so pretty in the sky, are also on the faces of people going by. I see friends shaking hands, saying, how do you do? They're really saying, I love you. I hear babies crying, I watch them grow. They'll learn much more than I'll ever know. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Yes, I think to myself, what a wonderful world.